Niswenga pa sakantigon Meghalaya News 24 channel onar mjaksoa. Tani koborang de. Meghalaya ni skorong minister khonat ke sangma patangaman somayo fossil baruong pulgaman matpurung ni bakko chawani bidungu yen blongin dukni aru rasung riani onga ani aganang aha. Wanagi sangma yani bidungu aganengon ya fossil barong te pulgaman matpurung ni bimang donggapa aa akheng aru nokmarang ni nungosok nga ya sorkari na jaketelong i kam khatna nikna kapa onga ani talatani ko naha. Sangmani aganani getadi ya sel ubosani bidungu FIR ko segataha aru police tol yani bidungu sandiriketani ko dakinga un baksana skorong minister geological survey ko dakna nangkhwani gamchatani gemunba ya somayo aganangaha. Wandagi sangma 송이 녹니 만데랑코 솔카리니 야 산디르크다니코 다킹온 와망나 닥차다니코 나바디디양아하.
It's a very sad and unfortunate situation. As I said, we had challenges because in the initial stage, because that area, the Akhang and the land and Nokmas, it's under them, and so it was very difficult for us to kind of, you can say, completely take over that area because it was traditional land and owned by the Nokmas and Akhang and all, and that would become a complicated issue, and the government would be blamed again for forcefully trying to take over certain lands. So we only were able to provide security to a certain level, close the gates and the accessibility to that location, and request the local people not to disturb till we are able to bring and create a setup of the geological survey and other officials and put up their base there, because that was the demand of the people, which of course was complicated because getting a whole setup takes a bit of a time. We never expected, to be very frank, that this kind of a situation would happen, but it has happened, and now if I'm not wrong, there's an FIR that has been lodged and inquiry is being done. Let's hope that we're able to retrieve some, and even now we will continue the process of geological survey is still going, because I feel that we should not just stop here. Maybe there is more fossil that is available there, so geological survey will think, and I hope then villagers will now allow the state government to have a more presence, I should say, in that area, because earlier, as I said, when we tried to intervene, there was a lot of public reaction, and so we had to step back. But then now I hope with this unfortunate incident happening, there will be a bit more cooperation, and we will see how to work together with the local people and hopefully convince geological survey that they should continue the process of excavating, examining these very, very important locations where maybe there's a lot of information, data that can come out. So that's the situation now. So we're hopeful, and we're hopeful that the police will be able to maybe hopefully retrieve and find the people who are responsible for this.
Meghalaya ni skorong minister khonat ki sangmani bistibar salo aganani gittadi niamgri khoila chuani rang National Green Tribunal ni chugumuk onge adoko khoila chuani ko bonatna jachangi dongani aselsong aha ni aganang aha. Daki onge chumuba ye niamgri khamrang ko khagaparang ko rupma matni wamangni khosako jakhu diani ko de dakna jothon kha ni aganang aha. Wasan oigija sangma dolgatcha minor by khoila chugaparang na de bon khamgapa approval ko manani ge manjit mana pharakata ha.
Oh, great. I'm happy to announce and inform all of you, which I had tweeted last night, that we have now got the final approval to open the mines. So now the miners are free to, these 3 miners can open the mines and start their mining whenever they want. They can start tonight, they can start tomorrow. It's up to them. That it was a very difficult phase. And in those difficult phases, we saw, sometimes there would be some cases, some situations would come up, some cases of illegal mining could have been there. These are processes. Wherever we saw it, we stopped it, we took action. But as I said, to completely put a stop to everything is not easy, because people were doing it for 100 years. That's why, again, I repeat. So it had to be really, handled with a lot of care. A lot of push had to be put into ensuring that government would clear our files. A lot of meetings with central government agencies and ministry. So it has been very tough. So now we are hopeful. We're hopeful that with this happening, that we will now see things smoothen out. We will see things now come to normalcy. Nobody wants to follow the illegal way. Nobody. Even the miners don't want to do it. But as I said, since their choice was not there earlier, provisions were not there earlier, for their livelihood, they would find some way or the other to to sustain their livelihood. And and it was kind of a difficult situation for them and for us also. But as I said, now that we have come to this point where the licenses have been given and the clearances have been given for 3 miners, and they can start their mining, even as I said, as early as tomorrow, day after, provided they follow the provisions in their mining plan. I'm hopeful that this will be the beginning of us seeing the entire sector become more regulated and more systematic, and all activities which are not proper will see things decrease and hopefully close down all kind of illegal aspects in the coming days.
Meghalayani skorong minister khonat khe sangmani aganani gitari India asongo Uniform Civil Code ko ragatani India asongna khra ani bong ja aro ya khamong gena ne bong ja ani agananga ha maina India asongo dingthang jat mamal baksana wamangni banga dakar kani bebera ani rang donga ni agananga ha sangmani aganani gitari UCC General Concept songa aro ya bill ba ek brindrana nangja ani agananga ha.
It is very important to know what this entire thing is about. There are two parts to it. One is the concept itself, that uniform civil code, the whole thought process of what a uniform civil code is, and then a bill or an act that defines what is in uniform and what is not uniform. So these are two different things which you have to look at. You cannot put both together. Why? Because a uniform civil code as a concept of making sure that everything becomes uniform is not possible in India, because again there are tribal communities, there are different kind of communities, indigenous communities who have their practices, and it may not align with the government, with the other communities, and the uniformity that maybe some people would want. So therefore, that concept to impose it on every aspect of life and every community and everything uniform may not be possible, because it's not correct, as I said. But uniform in certain aspects and keeping certain communities out, like for example Uttarakhand has clearly mentioned that tribal communities and their practices are not part of the uniform civil code in Uttarakhand. So like that. So now if you bring a bill that as I keep repeating, at the national level or at the state level, and say that the whole country will become matrilineal from now on, I think Meghalaya would support that bill, because we are a matrilineal society. So it depends on the content of the bill, what is going to be uniform, in what way it's going to be uniform. So it's premature for us to talk about that. For us, as a state government, we are very clear that uniform civil code is not in our agenda to bring in a uniform civil code. We respect the secular fabric of the state, of the country, and in the state we respect the identity of our different tribal communities, and we are very clear that the protection of these practices of the different communities must be respected.
Anti-narcotics ni January kogruk skut hariko sandirukitani ko dakmutuk somayo birsing char jol ni ko chusuke drugs padangapa manderang ko rupna matnaha wanaki yano rupma matgapa manderang ko Siddiq Ali aro Abel Ali mga aro wamang ko SI Khoshir Ali Ahmed SI Prashanta Chakrabarti aro uni dolrang rupmaha wanaki wamang ko rupmani salo bangan yamgri jakhalgapa bosturang ko rupma matnaha aro wa bosturang ara ge kogruk tok plastic botolos kapa gram sotok punga point sot priong gapa heroin drug songa wana agri wamangoni ko kgs ni point sochet kini ganja khoba busta gnang ramaha aro gupun bostu rangara gebri tramadol capsule ge kholachi bangbang chunchun gapa bottle ge isa oppo mobile phone onga dakyong ingon yani biringo sandiri ketani ko dakinga aro FIR khoba segataha bulsi kholgruk ni jaman kun National Awakening Movement mijal salni baku Shillong Press Club po gatal election git ko abasingataha. Wanda kiya program ko ngan bating somayo, Thomas Pasa Baksana gupun memberang babak rang paha. Dakyong ingon ya git ko compose kagapa Joseph Pingrop mo wa youth wing ni president pa inga. Rebengapa Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council, Argenti Hills Autonomous District Council ni election na sakto candidate rang Vistibar Salo nomination file ka angaha. Wanda kiya district council election February kholgruksa tharikong gen aro chanani de February kholgrukpri tharikong uskhagen Ndaki ingoni Autonomous District Council election o Susana nomination file kagabarangara Indian National Congress ni Alan Victor, United Democratic Party ni Gilbert Lalu, Independent Candidate Sabor Lingdo Nonglay donga. Wasan oigi ja ye election o Susana nomination file ka ani bun kam kapasal February getam tariko ngin aru ya salon candidate rangni document rang kaba nami ni rokani ko dakanggen. Dalni khoborang de yarangsan khoborang ni gaban nambate winas kinchmode Meghalaya news24.com oni ko ni nagta mangen sakanti ko ni sohani na mathela